Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the old family farm. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're having a good weekend. Winter has hit the old family farm. A nice dusting of snow. I would say it's kind of a dusting, right? You can still see the grass. Oh, and you can see the weeds. Isn't that nice? And I only say that because we just cultivated a bunch of fields and weeds have grown again. Now, I had this problem the last time I cultivated on this map and weeds came back and I just kind of took care of them. Well, that's not going to happen again. I'm kind of tired of that. So I disabled weeds on the map because as far as I understand, and the way that I've seen it happen in the past, at least on other maps, once you cultivate, weeds don't come back. Not, immediately after cultivation. But they are coming back in full bloom here. So all these weeds that we see here, as you can see, aren't even being registered anymore in the lower right there. So they're just kind of decorative at this point, and after we plant these fields, they will be gonzo forever. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe weeds should grow after cultivation. At least that's my understanding, and that's the way it works on Hinterland, and it's the way it worked on Elm Creek for me. Yeah. Anyways, what are we doing? Well, we are selling. We're going to sell some goods. Thought I'd bring you along. We are going to sell a bunch of maple syrup. And we have some products that have become available on our production facility that we can go grab. I don't know, maybe I'm too far away for... I may have to turn around and get the rest of these. Alright, we'll just turn around and... Oh, wait a minute. Those... Oh, I think the maple syrup... Hold on a second. I think the maple syrup also sells... Did it sell at our newsstand? Let's check it out. Now I'm curious because it looked like we sold some when we drove by the new production selling point that we have right here. Let's see if they sell... I'm wondering where we get more money now that I think about it. Let's take a look at something here. So if I can find maple syrup, I would think it would be, here we go. So it's for sale at the maple syrup sales and the market stall. Sure enough. Less money at the market stall. More money at the maple syrup. Well, that's a bummer. Alright. Well, we sold most of it at the higher price. So I'll take that. Didn't realize that other, our new sales facility there would take maple syrup. Interesting. Beautiful, beautiful old family farm in the wintertime. Oh yeah, love to see the snow on the ground. Glad it's not on the ground where I live. I've had enough for winter. So we have some goodies waiting for us here on the production facility. What do we have? We've got, looks like ice cream. Strawberry ice cream, in fact. Got some flour. Sugar from our sugar beets. Premium potatoes from Potatoes and Water. Oh, there's our mixed salad. Very nice. And more ice cream. Excellent. Now, I have not looked to see when the best time is to sell each one of these. So we're just gonna sell because we can sell. Oh, stop it. There's room. Will any more spawn? I think we should have... Definitely should have more... I was going to say, I think we should have more sugar. Our cart is kind of goofy. Can we unload and reload? I want to unload to the right, actually. Let's see if that... I noticed, too, that our cart likes to float on its own. Even this wagon seems to like to do that. We should be able to take more than that. Let's see if we can manually. May have to do this here. Let's see if we can manually. Oh, I know. I should have. Yeah, it's not happy with me. Are these pallets different shapes? I thought they were all Euro pallets. Maybe not. It definitely does not like. Oh, lovely. Get up on there. Alright, let's take that, and let's see if we can grab... that one just spawned, and let's see if we can get this one to stay up there. There we go. You can stay over there for now. Let's strap them on. Let's go see what kind of money... Let's go see what kind of money this brings us. I'm kind of curious. Ooh, it's slippery. It's slippery. Oh, man. Oh, oh, that's not good. That's not good. We are definitely stuck. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Are we still stuck? Alright, we got out of it. So, do we owe the bank anything? No, we don't. Alright, good. So we are debt free. We've got, I think, 3 fields. Is it 3 or 4 fields that are planted? And 3 fields that... I think 3 fields. This field, the field over there, and... Oh, our big cornfield isn't planted, is it? Okay. So we'll have to decide what in the world we want to put down this spring. Let's see if we can make some cash. Oh yeah. Sell away, buddy. Oh, that's not too shabby. About almost 13,000 bucks. And that's not even... And that is... Oh, don't want to hit that gas... little gas station there. And that's not even waiting for... prime selling time, in fact. I mean, what are we making? We didn't get popcorn because we don't have any corn. But we should have, like, mixed salad. Oh, that's interesting. Kind of stays the same up until the high in January. We're in January. No, we're in February. Alright. Tomato sauce, I think we had a little bit of... Did we end up making French fries? I forget what all we put together. Wheat flour, strawberry ice cream, sugar beet sugar, premium potatoes. Yeah, French fries. Okay, so there are French fries being produced. Not very many so far. Let's go pick up another load over here and see what's still available. Trying to make some cash. I haven't been keeping an eye on our cows, but I think we're getting close to being able to sell some beef cattle. We've only got 20 cows. Is this all that's spawned out? Okay. Are those French fries? Oh, we've got some French fries. Excellent day. All right. Oh, and we've got one little deal of ice cream here. You don't want to load? You want me to just do it for you? All right. Oh, man. See, I almost did it again. It's slippery. Might have to put the Jeepster in four-wheel drive. So if we add to our beef cattle, again, I just don't think beef cattle is a big money maker for us. We should look at the land too and see what land we have left to purchase. I forgot to look at that earlier. I think we own the farmable land, all of the farmable land. I think the rest is going to be hills and forestry area, I think. Okay. So if we take a look at the map, yeah, I think, honestly, I think all of this area here, how much is that bad boy? Okay. 89,000. Yeah, 55,000. 106,000. I don't think any of this is flat land. I think it's all hills and just extraneous areas around the map. So we've got maple syrup sold. We have all of our farm production items sold that are available to us at this point. Eggs are not in season yet, and I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think there's anything here that we need to worry about with eggs. Oh, spaghetti is just flour? Really? Well, if that's the case, then we should probably... I should have done that, but I didn't. So we probably should have taken our wheat flour and distributed that. Where's wheat flour? Wheat flour. Or just regular flour. We should set this to distribution so that it turns around and will make spaghetti for us, because we'll get more money for spaghetti. So let's do that. We'll set flour to distributing. So hopefully we'll see some spaghetti. I'm surprised the spaghetti... I guess you get tomato sauce separately. Okay, I get that. Oats, we can plant oats. Maybe we should plant some oats. We're going to plant some more corn. We can always do soybeans. Wheat and barley. I think we are completely out of all of our grains. So I don't think we have any options right now for producing more flour. Yeah, we still have some sugar beets that we can bring over. But other than that, I think we've pretty much emptied out all of that fun stuff. Now for the cows. We can stick with the 20 we have. Okay, so they're almost reached full maturity. These Angus have. These are into reproduction. I'm not sure when we sell. I don't know if it's better to keep them around a little longer so they reproduce, or if it's better to sell them and at what price. I guess we really don't need to worry about it too much at this point. Our chickens should be in good shape. Our sheep are in good shape. I think that sheep pen is full. Let's take a look at something. Just trying to plan ahead a little bit as to what we want to accomplish before we get out of this map. So, all of this land here we own that is farmable. This actually looks like it would be a decent area for a field. We could definitely put a field in here, right? Where are we at on the map, and how much would that area cost us? That's an expensive one. That's $106,000 to get this property. But that actually looks like a good place for a field if we wanted to. We could take down, if we bought that, we could take down these trees and extend that field this way. It's a little hilly. That might get a little sketchy. Over here, at least, it's a little hilly. Alright, let's keep looking here. Maybe here. Not much of a field, though, is it? Yeah, I'm not really seeing much more. A lot of this is really up and down and would not be fun to farm this area. I mean, you might get away with some of it, but you won't get much of a field out of that area. So it looks like, other than maybe over here, we've got all the farmland we're gonna get. This might be the one area that we might get some more out of. But that's expensive. It's $106,000. So we are going to have to think if we want to buy that and save up to buy it, or do we want to invest in more cows? Do we want to just keep farming and, you know, making some more bank? Or is it getting close to time for me to hand over the farm to Gwen and tell her that she can have at it? We've done what we need to do, and the rest of it's hers. Where'd you come from, little ice cream? Maybe that's what we'll do, you know? What do you think, ducks? Well, for now, I guess what we can do is, I think we've accomplished what we want to accomplish in February. So let's go ahead and, before we move on, let's just take a quick peek at our map. Oh, can you imagine planting cotton right now? That would suck. We could advance to March and plant some oats. I know oats would be good for our production facility. And, of course, corn the next month. We're going to use that one field we used last time for corn. I think we'll use that field again for corn as well. But let's take a look and see what's going on here in March. No passive income, really, to speak of, unless you count, you know, maple syrup or, you know, that kind of thing. That really just takes water, so technically it is kind of passive income. So we need to plant this field. We need to plant this field. I think this field is planted. It is indeed. And I think our field here is planted. So we've got 3 fields. This is going to be another corn field. So maybe we'll go ahead and work on getting oats put down on this one and this one. Can we plant oats? We are in oat planting season. So let's grab the Ford. Started right up. Excellent. Even after a little winter break. No problems getting fired up. We lost, it looks like about $4,000, almost $5,000, just on property stuff and maintenance fees for our placeables, things like that. That's where, you know, passive income really comes in handy, doesn't it? To kind of cover those costs. See if I can get out of here without smacking up our planter, our cedar. And we'll go get started on putting some oats in the ground. Never did get Gwen her horses. I know she wanted horses, but never did end up doing that for her. Or maybe we still will at some point get a couple horses for her. How are we looking fertilized? Oh yeah, nice. Very, very nice. So fertilization is up to snuff. That's pretty sweet. Where are we at? We need oats. So we'll do that. And let's get this thing fired up and lowered into the ground. We'll get a little headland done. And this should plant right over. Yeah, this should plant right over the supposed weeds that are down on the ground. I'll tell you, after doing all that work and cultivating, when I forwarded the game on to the next month and looked at the fields and there were a bunch of weeds back, my level of disappointment again was just too much. I was like, nope, I'm not doing that again. That's not playing fair, you know. We took care of weeds. We did our part. Thankfully, the game is kind enough to let us disable. You know, I disable field stones. I did stones originally when the game first came out because they were kind of new and interesting. And I did field stones on Elm Creek. And I gotta tell you, after dealing with them a few times, I had my fill. It was like, not super interested in continuing to do the field stone thing either. Do any of you still do field stones? It seems to me, just based on things I see on YouTube and read in the forums, that most people don't do field stones anymore. That is probably one of the turned off the most. Now, I could be completely wrong on that, but that's the impression I get. And I think Giants was onto something. I think they were onto something with field stones. I think that, you know, it's legit. You see farmers having to deal with rocks and stones and stuff. I don't think it was implemented really the best way that it could have been. And maybe something tells me we're probably going to see some changes in how field stones are implemented in the next version of the game. I might be completely wrong again, and I'm not even sure what I would change. I don't know if I would just make them more scattered, you know, or less frequent. I don't know how you would change them to make them more accepted. I don't know. Most of the reasons I hear people giving for not wanting to deal with them is kind of work to value kind of a thing. Like, you put a lot of effort into picking them up and you just don't get that much back for doing it. Now, the plus side is this is a simulator, and if you're looking to play, you know, as realistically as possible, I guess, you know, one could argue that just that's reality. You know, farmers are having to deal with stones, and it's not like somebody's writing them checks. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's coming up to the farmers of the world and going, hey, you know, after you pick up all your stones out of the field, you know, I'll write you a big old fatty check if you let me have them. Yeah, that's not happening. Now, interestingly enough, and I didn't think about this until we just kind of were talking about it here, but I've mentioned that I owned an old house. The first house I bought was a little over 100 years old. It was built at the turn of the century. The turn of the 19th century. Sorry. Is that right? I don't think that's right. I get my centuries wrong. It was built just around 1900. Turn of the 19th and 20th century. Turn of the 19th century, right? Oh my gosh. And it had a fieldstone foundation, not cement. You know, they did foundations with fieldstones, I guess, quite a bit back then. And I did some research and came to find out that the foundation of the house, being that it was fieldstone, would have been actually fieldstones from the farmland that surrounded the house when it was built. The house was actually a farmhouse on a very large potato field. Potato farmers own that land and focused on potato farming. And it's assumed, and I probably rightfully so, that that entire foundation of that house was fieldstone and probably collected from the fields that they were farming, which I guess that's a good, you know, good use or a good recycling of fieldstone, that's for sure. And I'll tell you, I knew friends, that house was 100 and I think it was 1907 when it was built. So it was just when I bought it, it was just around 100 years old. I think it was just turning 100. And that foundation, that fieldstone foundation, was rock solid. No leaks. I had no issues. I had a friend who bought new construction, and the third year they owned their new house, they had cracks in the foundation. Now, I don't know how common that is because I've never owned new construction. I probably never will. But I'll tell you, if you're comparing a 100-year-old fieldstone foundation that was rock solid to a 3-year-old cement foundation that was developing cracks, I liked my fieldstone foundation quite a bit. Of course, the downside to my fieldstone foundation was if you wanted to do a more finished basement, you kind of had to do a little bit more work, you know, with framing the walls and stuff. But yeah, never a single problem with that foundation. Kind of crazy. It had and it still had the chute for the coal where they used to bring the coal to houses, and I guess they would pull up to a house alongside the house, and there was a kind of like a large window or deal that they would open up into the basement and unload a bunch of coal straight into your basement for your heat. That was still there. Some old wiring. I rewired the house, and there was some old 1930s, 1940s. In fact, we even found the original gas. We found the original gas lighting pipes still in some of the walls, and the attic, part of the attic, still had, and it was in good shape. So I don't know. I'm going to sound like my dad when I say, you know, they don't build things like that anymore. Well, that's the truth. They definitely don't build things like that anymore, because that house was really tough to... it was a great house, but it had its issues too, you know. Insulation was one of them. Constantly fighting in the wintertime, icing on the roof. So, I mean, it wasn't all, you know, roses, but there were some pretty cool things about that old house that I do miss quite a bit. And there we go. We knocked that oat field out in no time flat. And I think that's going to do it for me, at least for this episode of the Old Family Farm. I know it's kind of feels like kind of a short episode a bit, but I have some things I need to get taken care of, but I wanted to bring you along for some selling and getting into spring here, where we can start getting some planting done. Looks like rain is on the way, in fact. Just looking up there at the calendar. I hope you all have an awesome rest of your Sunday. Thank you so much for joining me again on the Old Family Farm. And I think we're probably going to be wrapping things up here in not too much time and moving on to another map. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things go. But thanks all for checking it out again. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. I'd certainly appreciate that. Have a really nice, relaxing, and hopefully safe Sunday. And I'll see you back in Hinterland Monday. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.